Good morning. Look, full face of makeup, hair is done, outfit's on, got a little crop sweater to wear with the outfit, which I'll show you in a little bit. It's raining, thunderstorming. I never saw so much lightning so low to the ground this morning. Been up since 4:30, 2 days in a row. Not my typical thing. My body has just said go to bed at 8, and I would just wake up at 4:30 in the morning. My dad always used to say, the older you get, you don't need as much sleep. I beg to differ that. Got your coffee? It's going to be a long day. My meeting is this morning. Fingers crossed. If it goes the way that I am hoping it to go by spring, I'll be southbound. Permanently. More on that in just a hot minute, because I'm not going to tell you what the meeting is. But I needed to look the best I can. Now I'm going to show you these pants. Not my typical style. Saw them. Ladies, when you wear stripes, is it vertical? Horizontal? Vertical stripes. Make sure the stripes are matched in the pants and the pattern, because it'll be all wonky. Now mind you, I told you I've gained 10, 15 pounds. So overlook that. You be 65 and be in shape, and let's see how well you do. My arms look great. Great arms. Good shoulders, although I burnt myself this morning with the curling iron. But this outfit. See if I can do this without knocking anything over. Okay. Let me see if I can do this without knocking it over. Okay, can you see the stripes? They don't match. But I don't know if you can get a full view. Let me stand back here. And I can wear this cropped, or I can wear it down, which I'll probably wear it down. And then I have a little shawl thing to go over it, which I think will be fun. These are like gauze. Not my typical style. I was going to wear my dress, but because it's raining, I didn't know how well I could drive 40 minutes in a dress. Anyway, outfit of the day. Got my turquoise on. Girl loves her turquoise. One of my favorite little necklaces. I told you I went and got my 3-tier necklace all taken care of at the pawn shop. But let me get situated now. That takes some time. I don't know how them fashion bloggers do it. I really don't. Let me get you in some good lighting. It'll look like a halo behind me. But how are you this morning? What's the weather doing where you are? What did I hear? Somebody just a little northwest of me had 45-degree temps in the morning. I gasped. Do you know how I am looking forward to some cooler temps? Oh, the body is craving some cooler temperatures. My goodness, when you are, plowing the back 40 for the last 3 days, you need to have some cooler temps. And this rain this morning, I know it's going to make the humidity go up to, 1,000. Although it does remind me of NOLA. Love NOLA. Want to get back to NOLA. But if my meeting goes the way that I am hoping to, say goodbye to any free time for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. And I've been singing, instead of eastbound and down, loaded up and truckin', it's more like south, down and bound, loaded up and truckin', doing things that can't be done. Got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Watch this bandit run. Yeah. Oh, us girls. That phrase alone will go down in infamy. I promise you. Oh, us girls. Girls. If you say you're going to do something, show me you can do it. Don't tell them. Show them. Show them you can do it. You are going to do it. And let them eat their flippin' words. And if somebody left you high and dry, I promise you, they haven't changed routine, they haven't changed pattern. They just found somebody that doesn't know their shtick. Stay within who you are. You know, I can't think of how many times I was told, who dresses you? Why do you dress like that? You're not a bartender anymore. Excuse me, I am an attractive, and that's not being vain, but I'm an attractive woman who loves to take care of herself. Image says everything. Image says everything. And if you are not particular about how you look and how you present yourself to the world, go sit down. Go. Anyway, got a meeting this morning. Plan to spend a lot of the day in that area, weather provided. Hoping it goes the way that I need it to go. I do another liquor demo tomorrow night. Won't be back to the banquet facility to the end of the month, I think. Stretching 10 cents. Used to be 15 cents and it went to 12 cents. Now I'm stretching 10 cents. Again, hoping today is very promising. I won't say profitable, but promising. You don't know what's on the other side if you don't get out of your comfort zone. And leaving that restaurant last week, here's the thing. Probably wasn't the smartest financial move I could have ever have made, but I've done worse. I've done worse. I need lipstick. Some people just can't overcome and adapt. Bottom line. They think they can. They talk a big game. You know, they want to make promises because in their mind they're like, I can do it. And then when it comes down to actually doing something different than the rigid routine, they can't. Do you want to wear this? You like that one? The too pink? I think I want to do this one. I could wear that one. I get in these crazy modes about my pinks, and I like a brown pink. Anyway, overcoming and adapting. I want to laugh. Because how many people do you know who have fallen right back into the same old patterns, doing the same old shtick they've been doing all their life, hoping that this time it's going to work, it's going to stick? I think, yeah? I still think I want my lips tattooed. Can't talk either this morning. I don't think I want Botox in my lips, but I wouldn't mind having the lips tattooed. Just a natural kind of color, that's all. You know, the older you get, the less makeup you want to wear. I promise you, I'll be home later this afternoon and the makeup will all come off. My hair will go on top of my head and I will change clothes. But, okay, the back. Yesterday, I was so weepy, and I didn't want to do like an extra video. I did my little, faceless content on my reels. But I was so weepy yesterday. A couple things. If you saw any of my, longer form or my combined short reels, when I said I wanted to talk to you about a few things. One, what's the conversation you're rehearsing in your head that you don't have the balls to have the conversation? Think about that. What have you been thinking? What have you been ruminating on? The woulda, the coulda, the shoulda. I probably shouldn't have did that, but I did that because, not me, you did it. You fell right back into a avoidant routine and pattern thinking, whew, I'm relieved. I don't have to deal with that anymore. How's that all working for you? How is it? So, what's the conversation you're having in your head over and over and over and over, ruminating, because you don't have the balls to have a conversation? Because you know what you did. That's one. Two, for those of you who have pets. Now, mind you, again, yesterday I was weepy. There's something about when I pull my back out. I don't know why this happens. Ms. Psychology Life Coaching, but I get so weepy when my back is just, and I don't know if it's because I'm aggravated because I'm in pain and I can't move like I want to. Is it attached to some trauma, some drama that I'm not aware of, something that's sitting in the hippocampus that I cannot figure out the trauma associated with why my back would hurt? No, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, weepy. So, I'm able to move this morning. It's not as bad, but there's a very dull ache. Like if I do move the wrong way, I'm done. My dogs. This is the point I'm getting to. My dogs. Being weepy. In the morning when I get up, I let the dogs out. I let them back in. We do this about 4 times before I actually feed them in the morning. Hank, my bougie girl, the one with the brown eye, loves to have her belly rubbed. Loves to have her belly rubbed. It's just something she's always done from a puppy on. Lola likes to have her booty scratched. Shug likes to have her face scratched and her ears. That's why she lets Lola chew on her ears. And Frances loves when you scratch her chest and her neck. Just loves it. And she likes her belly rub too, but in a different form of like when Hank, my bougie girl, does. So in the morning, after I've let them out and we're all in our spot and I've got my coffee and, you know, I'm petting everybody, getting everybody all situated, I always say, oh, look them little girls. That grandpa liked them little girls. Because I always think, if my dad was here, my dad would love my dogs. My dad was all about pets, all about animals. He wasn't always great with people, but he loved animals. And I always say, ooh, look at that little belly. Grandpa liked that belly. And then I say, did Grandpa come and check on us last night? Because any of you that are not clairvoyant, clairsentient, I think is the term. Many, many times, the kid who still lives at home with me, he's 25, we will come home and our house will smell like cigarette smoke. My dad smoked heavily. Pretty much, I believe that's what probably ended his life. But my house will smell like my dad. So, with the girls, now that has not happened in a long time, but then going back years and years and years back, having a dream about my dad, he says, I came to check on you to make sure you okay. This was when I was in my other house on Bates. I was a Grandin Bates girl for a million years till the neighborhood changed and it was just time to go. And now I've been in this house 21 years, going on 21 years. And I can smell my dad at certain times. So in the morning when I am petting the dogs and, you know, getting our routine and I'm trying to get my thoughts together on, okay, how am I going to survive this phase in life? I always say, did Grandpa come see us? Did Grandpa say, ooh, look at them little girls, look at that belly? Because my 2 pitties, they got polka dots. And I always say, look at them polka dots. Now anybody who's an animal lover, you talk to your pets the same way, so don't tell me you don't. So I'm watching my thing here. It says I've reached my limit. I know I need some new space. But anyway, I just wonder, with all the changes that are going on in this world and in the life that we are living right now, don't you wonder what is happening on the other side of this realm? You know, those that have passed over, are they watching us? Are they looking at how we are living life, knowing you are trying to overcome? You are trying to adapt to situations that just aren't working with you anymore? So yesterday, as I was working in the yard and I was, pulled my back out and so on and so forth, I was weepy-eyed and then thinking about my dad. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss people that are no longer in our lives. But I'm a very firm believer that they are watching. And those little bitty things that you find silly with your pets and how you're trying to live your life, there's a reason. There's a reason why you are the way you are and why you think the way that you do. There's a particular reason why sentiment and emotion and those words that linger and limerence in your mind that you're having a hard time talking about. I can hear my dad's voice in my head pretty much 24/7. I can hear myself when I'm working in the yard. I don't know how he did it. He was a truck driver. He'd come home afternoon, take a break. He'd be cutting grass till it was time to go to bed, and I don't know how he did it. And here at 65, it takes me 3 days now to do my backyard. So as I am preparing to, be south, down, and bound in this rain, overcoming and adapting because I like change. Change says I'm not afraid. Change says I have the confidence to do all the things that I need to do. When people said, why can't you be like everybody else? Why do you have to be like everybody else? But I am Kitryn Marie, an artist, writer, speaker, life, and a business coach, teach a variety of art and communication classes. I don't have all the answers. I just know what works for me. Be happy, be blessed, be thankful for everything. Remember, fate turns on a dime. It's up to you to decide what side of the coin you want to be on. Take care. Wish me luck. Talk to you later. Bye.